Hey, this is Obi I play Dr. Pershing, and you are watching the Virtual Cantina Network.
Greetings, citizens of the Republic.
I'm just joking.
Skip's filling in for me. I'm voice acting for Skip. It's fun. Look who we got. He's back.
I'm back. I did it.
He's back.
So, and I understand we had a really big time, Mark. You gonna tell us?
It was quite the weekend. I am sharing the stream to our Facebook page, to the Star Wars Celebration group. So we're live on Virtual Cantina Facebook and on YouTube, and I'm going to share this into the group right now, and then I'm going to regale everyone with stories from my convention this weekend, because I've got some stories.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear them.
I have a little story, but you know.
Well, you should go first then, Skip.
Well, we have a new sponsor. I don't know how what do you call it? How public it is at this point in time, but at our Bunta Eve, there's going to be a
Bunta Eve.
Bunta Eve. I got her to say it like 3 or 4 times when I saw her, but Galactic Pickers is supplying us with one of their sabers. Oh, it's public. Okay, good.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, yeah. This is not one of those. Oh, I'm breaking the and saying it. Galactic Pickers is one of our sponsors. They are going to be helping us at the Bunta Eve at the Rebel Scum Con. Yeah, I said that. You know what's cool? I just started a new LLC, and it's called Scum and Villainy. Every time
somebody approved that, and they're like,
every time I have to start a new LLC to do a project, I'm always like, okay, what Star Wars name? And I've been wanting to use Scum and Villainy, and my partner, and it's like, oh, I love it. Let's use it. But anyway, so Galactic Pickers sent me a saber today. I got it, opened it up. I really like it. Looks cool. Right now it's charging, because once we get it fully charged, I'll give it the whole swirl thing.
Nice.
It did start talking without the blade on because it was low on battery. And my wife was like, can you get that to stop? And I was like,
nope, gotta charge
I don't really know how to stop this one. And I'm going, where are the instructions? I was like, okay, let's see. How long do I have to hold this before it goes, oh, you want me to be off? So I was having fun with that. And the charging cable is inside the pommel. So I took the pommel off. Well, the noise it makes when the pommel is taken off is much louder than when it's off.
Oh, man.
We're just like, she's just like, can't you stop that? I said, no, that's why it's continuing to go. I finally did.
It's like the Galaxy's Edge sabers when the batteries are about to die and you just hear randomly like, from the corner of your room, and you're like, what is that noise? What is happening?
Yes.
It's like literally dying in agonizing death. Yeah.
It's a lookalike to Balin's lightsaber.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you definitely
got that
have
like
to.
dark orange situation.
Yeah, I can't wait to like get it charged up enough where I can light up the blade and see what it looks like.
Do you guys remember the discourse around that, where there were people who literally thought the color grading of the entire episode was off because they're like, well, if that's a red blade, everything is too yellow.
I
and
know.
It's like, you couldn't have an orange blade. And I'm like, well, it doesn't look orange either. It's like a really dark orange or a red. And also, I don't care. Like, it's the kind of thing where, like, it was one of those things where I really wanted to shake my fist at the air for Star Wars because, like, everyone takes everything so seriously. And I'm like, regardless of whether it's a dark orange blade or a red blade, or the color grading is slightly off, like, people really they're frying the smallest fish over here. They need to focus on much bigger things in the world.
You're a really good show when that's all they can bitch about.
Exactly.
True. Oh no, there were other complaints about Ahsoka, but that was the one that sent me,
Yeah. When I was watching it, I was like, oh, orange saber. And I'm like, wait a minute. Are my eyes like playing tricks on me? Is it because it's 3 a.m. and I'm really tired? What is happening here? But then I had the brightness up and I was like, it's orange. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. No,
So.
I really thought it was a red saber. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dave, you don't know. I've been this 44-year-old man since I was 12, or
Yep.
since I was probably 7. Um, but I didn't have. I will say, as much as I'm like that kind of nonsense sort of annoys me. It's few and far between for the most part. But
Yeah.
I had an awesome weekend to talk to you guys about, and this was one of those like small scale conventions where I accomplished a lot. And it was also a ton of fun. And I always tell people all the time, like, it's not just San Diego Comic Con, it's not just New York Comic Con. You have to keep an eye out for these like smaller shows where you get more time with the talent and you never know who's going to come, right? So,
Yeah.
Skip, a couple weeks ago, you got to meet Anna, as we've
Anna,
been
Anna,
corrected.
because
So,
we
by the
now
way, thank you
know
for,
it is
yeah,
truly Anna.
it's Anna.
Corrected.
So you met Anna at a comic book store down near Asheville. And those types of events, one, they're becoming more frequent. Like there are more and more comic book store signings and small scale conventions, and the geekdom has exploded. And at one point in 2019, it was like on such an upswing before COVID hit. It was sort of taking over the pop culture. And it still kind of is again. Well, I went to a show last Saturday. It was a 2-day show, Saturday and Sunday, in Westchester, called Undiscovered Realm. I had never heard of it before, but it's about an hour's drive from where I live in Queens. Probably 10,000 people, if that. Sort of 2 rooms, an upstairs and a downstairs, a bunch of vendors, mostly voice actors, and a few like on-screen actors as well. There were some Clone Wars people, which is the reason I went, and a bunch of other actors. I know Ashley was very excited about the woman who plays the mom in Bluey. Was the woman who
Chili.
plays Bluey is there, and then the woman who plays
Oh, really?
yeah,
The little girl?
I think one of the kids was there. Someone was definitely
Oh.
signing as Bluey, or maybe they were from Bluey. I don't know. I don't know the
Yeah,
show
yeah.
well enough, but like there was definitely some Bluey people.
Oh, I
But
love it.
I got to go see Clone Wars people. So
Yes.
um, the the uh, the signers at the show were Ashley Eckstein, everyone's favorite, Ahsoka. She's the best, founder of her universe, etc. Uh, Matt Lanter, who of course plays Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one. James Earl Taylor, close personal friend of the show, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Catherine Tabor, who plays Padme, who very rarely does the convention circuit.
Yeah.
She's not out there all that
I'm
frequently.
so glad you got
Um,
to see her.
it was lovely. Nika Futterman, who even rarer never does the convention circuit, right? And she's having such a moment
Yes.
now with Asajj, which is very cool.
So
And then Jim Cummings, who surprisingly had the longest line the entire time. Like I was gonna like jump into that line just to say a quick
Oh,
hello. It never went down. The entire time I
wow.
was there, from like morning through evening, there was no getting into the Jim Cummings line. So, and it wasn't he was signing slowly or spending a ton of time with people. Like he just had people coming for Star Wars and for Disney proper. And I think like he
Mm,
attracted like all groups, whereas the rest of them, it was just Star Wars people, right? Like,
with your
right.
poo. Everybody loves poo.
yeah, I can't tell you how many like Tigger and like he does
Darkwing
a bunch of
Duck.
others. Yeah, Darkwing Duck. Like,
Pete.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
lot of Pooh and Tigger though. That was really the big ones.
Oh, that's so cute.
And
And
of
it
course
kind of
Hondo.
had, yeah. You have to do Hondo. Like,
Mhm.
I'd be like, hey, can you fix your autograph of my poster?
Yeah,
When
right.
you
Well,
signed in red.
I did show it to a few people. All right, so I got to talk to Nika Futterman, who is Asajj Ventress and just a lovely lady. And I had worked with her at Tops for years. Like I brought her on as an autograph signer through email. And I think even like via Twitter was the first time we had spoken on like direct message on Twitter, right back when we still called it that.
Wow.
And she remembered who I was, but we had never met in person. So we talked for a while. She was so nice. She signed my poster and got her in purple over here as
Yes.
because she plays Presence in Rebels. Like she's a Clone Wars person, but I'm getting my Rebels poster signed, right? Rebels. So everyone had to be added to this mess of a poster, which is amazing, right? I'm just like adding people as we go. It's crazy. So she signed as Presence in purple, which is very cool because it's the purple magic in the show. And she talked a little bit about being back as Asajj and all that and how exciting it is.
Oh my
And
God.
then I spoke to
So
Kat,
stoked.
who definitely recognized me in line, and we made that weird eye contact where I'm like, "Hi, I know you probably think you know who I am," and she's looking at me confused, like she recognized me, because I brought her to Celebration in 2019. It's been 5 years though, right? And they meet thousands of people, and I don't
6
work the
years,
tops
man.
anymore, right? 6 years, yeah. So
Yeah.
so that was a moment, and we talked for quite a
Aw.
while about the legacy of Padme. And I showed her my Rebels poster, and she was going through everyone. She's like, "Oh my God, Dave signed this!" So she recognized, I showed her the Dave Filoni autograph on there, and was very cool to see everyone on there. We spent quite a bit of time talking, and I told her about Anna being on the show, and Julie Dolan, because she is one of the ladies of Leia.
Mhm.
So we talked. We went on and on about Leia, and she's just just the loveliest.
So
And
which version of Leia did she voice? Because I'm not
she
sure off the top of my head.
she was in oh my God, I can't even remember now, because Anna was Disney Xfinity. Oh, she's done other video games and things like that. That's what it was.
Okay.
So because
Yeah.
she it's funny, like we talked about Clone Wars and signings at Tops, and Celebration 19 is like my reference for most of them.
Mm.
But I mentioned how much I love Julie and getting her on the show, and Anna, and I obviously know her quite well. And I said the only person I haven't really interacted with other via a couple emails is Misty, and she's like, "You've got to meet Misty. Like Misty's just the coolest." It seems like Misty's like the ringleader of the Ladies of Leia.
It
So
seems like it,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
That's cool.
that's on my list next. I gotta chase down Misty Lee. So if anyone has an in, send her my way.
Yeah.
Um, so Kat was great. Um, Nika was amazing, and that like started the show for me. And then I was sort of walking around doing my shopping, sort of hanging out. James Earl Taylor's line was really long, so I eventually found a lull where I was able to like bum rush Allison, his wife, who she saw me from afar. So we had waved a couple times already, so I got to like talk to her, and
Love her.
I know she's just they're
So
both
sweet.
such incredible people.
Mhm.
Like Asher, you got to meet him at Rhode Island, right? He's the
Both
real
of them,
deal.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're phenomenal. Like, if anybody has James Arnold Taylor, and Skip will attest to this too, if you have them at a con, go say hi. Like, they're the
Yeah.
sweetest people ever, and they're so fun.
Yeah.
As you can see from our end bumper, we
Yeah,
have a good
we're
time.
using James. Yeah, James is in every show. And as Dave was talking about getting helmets signed, I can't
Mm.
tell you how many people were starting autograph pieces at the show. I was meeting people online and handing out my business cards, talking about Clone Wars Revisited, talking about Daughters of the Galaxy, because I have cards for both in general, just talking about the VCN. And some guys standing behind me with a big Clone Trooper helmet, and it had Jim Cummings and Nika on there. And I'm like, "Oh, who else you got?" He's like, "Oh, these are my first two." Like
Oh,
people were starting projects because Ashley, Matt, and James were there. Plus you got Kat and Nika and Jim, right? So right off the bat, 8 people could get on a
that's
Clone Wars thing.
huge Clone
Yeah.
Wars presence at
Yeah.
that con.
And it's
Massive.
the Holy Trinity. Matt,
Mhm.
Jat, and Ashley. And then you add in Kat, like who I
Cat,
think is
yeah,
really the fourth on all of that.
yeah,
You bring that quad
big
anywhere.
4.
Big money. I can't tell you how many people had posters. Like I was the only person there with a Rebels item. Once again, by the way, I'm like always the outlier in this situation.
Yep.
And Kat Tabor actually had a double check. She's like, "I'm not signing as Padme," and I'm like, "Right, signing as Numa." But like, she didn't have a green pen. I was like, "It's all good. I love the pink. I have so many colors on here. I like that it's weird and random. I'm obviously you're better known for Padme. Like signing in pink. That's cool too."
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh my
so
god, that's so rad.
Nika, Kat, awesome. James and Allison, amazing. Ashley's line was so long, I didn't get a chance to run over. I like waved from a distance. That was kind of it. But I got to talk to Matt Lanter for quite a while, and he was so lovely. That man is tall. I forgot like how like he's like a
Yeah.
big dude. Because a lot of actors are really short. I know he's not as tall as you, Skip, but like compared to everyone else on the planet, he's like a big man.
Yeah.
So he was really nice to talk to and
Oh.
remembered me from
He is a broad boy too. He's
yeah. Oh, he's got shoulders for days. Like
yeah.
he wouldn't fit in
He
our
was
little
on
frame over here.
90210. He had to play
Yeah.
the muscle boy on
Well, he also
90210.
did that superhero show with Dumel. What was that? It's like a 1 season run.
He was on a show with Josh Duhamel. How do I not know about this?
Yeah.
Well, Google Josh Duhamel and Matt Lanter.
Let me see. Matt
Oh boy.
Lanter. Looking it up. IMDb. Timeless?
No, Timeless.
Yeah.
You want to talk to Matt and you want to get him going. You talk about Timeless.
Jupiter's Legacy?
Yes, Jupiter's Legacy. That was it.
I never heard of this.
Oh
I
yeah.
like
Oh,
fresh
it's
milk.
based on a comic. That's what
Oh.
it is. It's an Image comic that
Oh,
Mark
Leslie Bibb's
Millar
in
did.
this.
Yeah,
Oh.
Mark Millar did it, and
it's. I'm really bummed that it didn't go very far. That
Ben Daniels, another Star Wars person.
Yep.
Oh wow.
apparently he was in the short "Hot Dudes with Kittens."
Mm.
I don't know.
That tracks.
That's right.
So Matt was really nice. He remembered me from my celebration days as well, and he really became the headline autograph on my poster for a couple reasons. One, I think when we went to San Diego Comic-Con, Rhode Island, we had James sign up here, right?
He made sure to
where
sign up
the
there.
high ground, right? So there's James. And Sam had already signed at Celebration 2019, but I needed Matt to sign as Vader because, like, we're not going to get James Earl Jones, right? But Matt is such an important part of the saga, and Twilight is like by far the best episode of the series. So he's signed in like a neon red, and let me tell you, he took a while to test the ink and make sure that it was going to work and everything, because he was like, "Are you sure it shouldn't be silver? Are we sure we shouldn't go gold or something?" I was like, "I really want it to be red, but the eyes are red. Like, is this going to look okay?"
No, that
Like,
looks phenomenal there.
we gave a couple, like, he took his time and like sort of made sure, because I was like, also, like, I need your signature to be bigger than Sam. I love Sam, but like, you're the headliner here, even though this is Rebels, not Clone Wars, like, and you're going to fill the Vader helmet, because the other space is near the top. I'm saving a spot for Steven Stanton. Steven Stanton has to be on my other side because I've got, I've got Obi-Wan Classic over here. Other Obi-Wan has to go over here, and he also plays Tarkin. And Stanton is like also just like a buddy, right? So love him. And then I got to get Julie Dolan near Stanton as well. So there's a few places that I've been saving, but now it's really filling up. Like, this project has become like,
you've gone so far with
own.
it in the last few years.
And I'm going to bring it to Texas to get Anna Graves to sign it. And then if anyone's going to I might just bring it with me to San Diego Comic-Con on the off chance, because Julie Dolan was there 2 years ago and I didn't bring my poster. And I'm like, "Hey, Julie, just hanging out. Let me go get a different autograph." So I gotta have her. Whoever's in San Diego, someone has to sign this.
Sure.
Anyway, I'm going on and on about my autograph.
But a lot of
Matt's
people have
getting
been
ready to have
posting.
another baby too.
Hmm?
Matt's getting ready to have another baby.
Oh, he did not mention that to me, but good for them. And Angela,
his wife is very pregnant.
Yeah,
and,
Angela.
And this is Angie's term. She goes, "I'm basketball stage."
Well, good for them. Congratulations. That's exciting. I want to put up Dave's comment because his is coming along nicely too. So Ashley, Matt, James, Katie. I have Katie on mine as well, and then Sam and Anna. So. I have to get Anna added to my Rebels poster, and then I really considered starting a Clone Wars piece like at that show, because it would have been like an ideal timing. And I was like, I needed to get a poster that would have been comprehensive, but I feel like I'm just going to throw everyone on the Rebels poster, and I have so many individual autographs at this point. I'm drowning in this. But who knows? Maybe I'll start a new stream of content. Like, look, we're all going to Texas, or most of us are going to Texas. Should we start an Andor piece? Should we start a Mando piece? Should we start an Ahsoka piece? I don't know. Like, I gotta figure this out, because I do want to meet most of these people or get autographs from most of these people. So we'll see. Yeah.
I'm thinking of making like a quick trip. I say quick because it's going to be like 3 hours round trip to get there. A quick run down to Terrificon on Friday to get Carl Lumley on my Dr. Sleep poster, because everyone that I thought was going to Connecticut is going to Boston because they announced Orlando Bloom and Ewan McGregor. So I was like, no one to sign it. I'm like, I might as well just go meet Carl, come back, and just go to Boston after that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that they're the same weekend. That's always frustrating.
Bananas.
I know. There's so many conventions now. But yeah, and of course we have Texas coming up, which, with that in mind, in the countdown to Texas, we're obviously going to have a bunch of stuff happening on the network. All sorts of fun, ridiculous things. We're doing our summer of like spoofs and adjacent Star Wars media. This Thursday, we're doing the Phineas and Ferb special, and I'm filling in as the co-host on
I'm
Thursday.
so
I'm
glad
so
Phineas and
excited.
Ferb is back. I'm a big Dan Povenmire fan. I follow him on Instagram.
Mhm.
The cast is kind of getting their second coming, and of course D is the voice of Perry the Platypus. The
Yeah.
clicky noises, that's D.
He'll do the noise for you too if you ask nicely.
I probably would have cried
it's like
even
a
harder if he did
it's
that. So
I really wanted to ask him, but we were deep in conversation about Bad Batch and everything else. It's like a party trick. Like he was doing it at Celebration in 2019, and people were like lost their minds for it because it's just this
he
little
just kind of
noise,
does
right?
this thing, and it's like
He did
Yeah.
2022. They did the Bad Batch, and he and Michelle Ang did a read of one of the scripts, and he was just she's sitting there doing her part, and he's going bing 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 bing,
Mhm.
I don't
bouncing
know how
between
he
different
does
characters.
it,
And he
man.
does it like he switches
Yeah, it's unreal.
it's like button pushing.
Yeah, it's super impressive.
Spencer says, "What about a piece of just Mandalorians?"
I need a Mando helmet for something like that. Where can I
I
get
have
a
one.
Mando helmet? Where can I get
Oh
one?
wait.
Yeah, yeah,
Never mind.
that
Never
would be very
mind.
cool.
I'm gonna shut
Um,
up now.
well, I thought about you know, the expansion of the definition of Mandalorians, like from
Mm,
going from Boba Fett to like a Satine Kryze and everyone in between, right? Like it's a nice range. Yeah, you could get all the people who work on Grogu, all of the Mando actors. It would be very, very cool. Yeah, I'm curious. I can't wait to get to Texas and just see what people are bringing with them to get autographed. And we have such an eclectic mix of people. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
One falls off the truck, David.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
It's a helmet.
Meanwhile, I'm actually like packing up for San Diego Comic-Con right now. And that Mando helmet we've been using is like really road tested. I'll tell you that. Because we've brought it to like numerous conventions and things. So I may
Is
need
this
to
a
get a
different
fresh
time
one.
for San Diego? Because isn't it? And I was thinking it was somewhere
It's a
close
month
to
away.
Thanksgiving.
So San Diego Comic-Con is literally a month from tomorrow. It starts on July 24th, and it runs Wednesday to Sunday. But I'm out there all week, or the 23rd to the 20, whatever it is. So I'm there starting on July 21st, that Monday, all the way through. The show's that Wednesday night, and then a full day Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I take the red eye home. So it is, and then 2 weeks later, we're off to Texas. Like it's like, so.
damn.
It's gonna be crazy. Yeah. And I have another trip in between that I'll tell you guys about off screen or off camera. Maybe I'll bring that story another time. I've done a lot of talking this episode. So
Because we
I'll
haven't
have
seen you in so long, so
I
we're just
it's
catching up.
only a week, but like it feels so much longer because one of the things that we usually do on our chat is like we try to save our comments, our specific commentary on Star Wars for being live on air. Like, so Ashley and I, back when we started on Rebels, we were like, let's surprise each other. Like, I don't want to know going in how you feel about a particular thing. Otherwise, it's going to feel scripted, or we're
Yeah.
going to lose the, reaction, or we're going to run out of things to talk about because we're just going to repeat what we said offline. Like,
Right.
we don't want to do that.
Keep it fresh, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this week on the network, we've got Phineas and Ferb because it's back. And so we're watching the Star Wars one. We're doing our Pride special on Sunday as well. And we've got the Daughters of the Galaxy interview. I tell us about that, Ashley. I'm so excited.
Oh my God. So please, 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 please set your alarms for 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday night, day after tomorrow. For Daughters of the Galaxy, we interviewed the amazing Diana Lee Inosanto, Morgan Elsbeth herself. She was phenomenal and so much fun to talk to. So insightful. We learned so much. She's going to be at Boonta Eve, so make sure if you're going to Texas, you go say hi to Diana and her husband Ron. They are phenomenal people, and honestly, I will gush about these people forever because they're among my favorites that I've ever met. So,
Boonta Eve.
so yeah, go say hi to Diana and Ron and like learn some stuff because
I'm so excited to meet her in person.
Yeah.
Because no, I heard the interview was great, and
So insightful. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. We learned so much.
Excellent. I have not been able to listen. It's stored in our StreamYard, and I am waiting to listen to it live with everyone else. So yes, this Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, everyone get on your Facebook and your YouTube and tune in to watch. It's Ashley and Sarah interviewing Diana. So it's gonna be awesome. So yeah, even though I'm not producing, I'll be watching it in the comments, like because it's already
Same.
done. So
I will
yeah.
be there. So I'm, like I said, I am so excited, and I can't wait for you guys to watch it too, because it's great. It's so great. Like I'm like about it, because there was a few things that she said that I was just like, oh my god, I'm tearing up. Okay, I'm just not gonna cry today.
Well, I'll be on Thursday night, so you'll have to tell us afterward. We will have watched that interview. We'll do a little recap. So you'll have to message. Yes, correct. We did get that photo with her, Dave. Oh my
Yep.
god, I know, guys, but like that was 30 seconds, and we almost like basically photobombed the woman. Like that was basically it. I'm excited to have quality time with Diana. This is what happens. They try to fact check me like this is some kind of debate. No, mama. Meanwhile, San Diego is such a blur. Like
yeah. I miss it so much.
Last year, the San Diego to LA to family vacation, like that 6-day turnaround that I did it still makes my head spin. I was looking at photos recently, one, because my Google storage is nearly out and I need to like sort through some things. But we, like I forgot, and I took thousands of pictures, of the many places we had been in that short period of time. It all blends together, and I was like, oh right, we did this, oh that happened, like your brain can't store it all. And that picture with Diana is amazing. I said hello to her, that was it. We basically like we sacked this woman is what happened. So we just happened to be there at the right time.
That and an in-depth conversation are two completely
very different things. Oh no,
Yeah.
I'll have a microphone in hand and like a reason for being when it comes to Texas. So I gotta watch this interview, and then I'll ask
Mark
different
on the
questions.
street.
Exactly. I'm ready to accost some actors as I do. But yeah, I'm so
just bring Paul Rudd with you, okay?
Yeah. All right, we need to start getting into tonight's episode. So Skip, you're gonna do what you do best. And give us the description of tonight's episode, season 2, episode 7, Legacy of Terror. Here is the plot overview.
Obi-Wan and Anakin face a tough battle through the Geonosian drones to find Luminara, who has been taken captive to their queen as a trophy of war.
That's a terrible sentence. Like, that's not your fault, Skip. That's bad grammar.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
That was like, and I had to take a breath in there somewhere.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see Luminara. As you know, she's one of my favorites. I love her and I love to hate her. I'm going to get into all of it since I didn't get a chance to talk about Weapons Factory last week. But, Luminara and Barriss are some of my favorite characters in the entire lineup. So yeah, we're going to jump into that. So everyone, get your Disney Pluses queued up.
Sherry says zombie bugs.
Yeah. Oh, girl, it starts getting dark and weird. All right, so queue up your Clone Wars. Where is my Clone Wars? Girl, I am not ready. It is in animation. There's the Clone Wars. Season 2, episode 7. And I'm going to hit the countdown. It was funny last week, Ashley, when I was watching you look for the countdown. I was like,
There's so many assets in there that I'm just like, I love you all for like putting it in there and having it prepared, but it's like, okay, which countdown is it? And I have, the D-pad here on my MacBook.
That's what I'm doing too. Yeah, it's
a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
so.
I'm gonna clean the studio. That's been part of our spring cleaning. Now that summer's here. All right, guys, here comes the countdown. Get ready to queue up your episode, season 2, episode 7. Here we go.
Well, Oops, I was watching TV earlier and had the volume up.
Well, Legacy of Terror. Here we go.
It's just music. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes accepting help is harder than offering it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, can we please send that to my boyfriend?
That's all men, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Struggle is real.
Yeah. So last week on Weapons Factory, I would say it's the first episode where we really get a
Ooh.
sense as to who Barris, Afi, and Luminara really are.
Mm.
And they are the best students. They are the rule followers. They would truly be like if you made that 9 box, like lawful good in the most way, right? Like the most
Oh, for sure.
lawful good, follows all the rules.
Boy Scouts.
Yeah, front of the class, like and by the way, that would have so been me as a student. Like as much as I love to think that I'm like an Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, like I would have been so excited to sit at the same table with Master Luminara because she's like super philosophical, knows all the stuff, like the memorizing those tunnels. I would have been excellent at that shit. Like they would have had me down there with Barris Offee, like especially as a kid, because like that really tapped into my need for structure and the way in which I learned. Like I was so that guy. Now as an adult, I find the two of them like as such an overcorrection to all of the other problems, and they're obviously built as characters for that reason, right? Like Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan are too hot-headed and like sort of break the rules so frequently that they don't represent the light side of the force particularly well. Anakin especially, right? Like we see his path to darkness. They on the other hand are like the opposite of attachments and fun. Like they are the rule following, like cold, like just
Like
by the
Luminara
book.
is perfectly fine with her Padawan dying. It just and it's jarring to both of them. Like
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and when you hear it out loud, it's one thing to study the philosophy of that being, and again, it's like that needs of the many versus needs of the few.
Mhm.
But when you see it play out in real life, where she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sending my Padawan in there to dig through the maze, and you know, if it doesn't go well, she'll just die." Like, and I'm like, "What? Where? How?" Like, it's the kind of thing where it doesn't make sense in a real life application. I like Dave's question over here about the bug thing. And yes, that feels very tropey sci-fi
Mhm.
bug thing. Um, Weirdly enough, the bug, I think, is it's less of a compelling story than the the philosophical question at play of like what's the correct way to be a Jedi master, Master Luminara or Obi-Wan
Anakin.
or Anakin, right? Like you got to line them all up and maybe you need a little bit of magic from each of them, but like I like that tension so much more than the bug.
Oh
And
yeah.
the way that Anakin takes care of Ahsoka versus the way Luminara takes care of Barriss, two completely different philosophies on teaching. Like we could have done so much with that. Like that's a book in and of itself. Yeah, yeah, not Anakin. You're right, Dave. But he needs to be in the mix because we need to have the examples of like he's like the what not to do in the textbook. But yet they usually end up succeeding. That's the crazy thing. All right, so you guys know who does the voice of Master Luminara?
Olivia Diabo.
Yes. Good answer. You remember. Um, she was obviously Kevin's sister from the Wonder Years. That's probably what she's like best known for.
Mhm.
She's done a lot of on-screen acting as well. Not a ton of voice work actually, but she is lovely, lovely, lovely. I've
Has she
never
done
met her in real
cons
life.
before? Okay.
I don't know. I actually like I've been on the lookout for her because I would easily, need to get a photo with her and an autograph. I have her autograph on a trading card. Like I would always go on eBay and like try to buy like some autographs from like sets that I had worked on. And Chrome Perspectives was the first set that I built the autograph list for. And so that included Olivia Diabo. I brought her on as an autograph signer. And so I made sure to go out and buy that autograph. So I have an Olivia Diabo autograph on card on Chrome
That's so cool.
Perspectives Jedi versus Sith from Tops 2014. I love that set. It's one of my favorites.
And I started 4 years later.
Was it really that long? No, it was it's 2015. So yeah, you would have started in 3 years later.
2018 is when I
Yeah.
bugged you for a job.
Oh, it's not confirmed. I wish it were that easy to just hire people like
I
from
know.
everywhere. Well, are you working on something now? Did you say there's a Stranger Things happening?
Yeah. So, Fanatics Tops is planning on doing Stranger Things property work in the future. So I was accepted into doing that. So I get to add that to my resume along with
Yay.
Star Wars. So I'm branching out, getting some stuff done, and nothing yet. Nothing has come in the pipeline yet. Obviously, I
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to talk about it anyway, but
Yeah.
I'm really excited to get started and whenever that happens. So
Well, at the speed at which the show is going, I mean, season 1 was 9 years ago.
I
Like,
know.
and we're going into season 5. Like, this every other year prestige TV thing is killing
Right.
us.
And even David Harbour, like I love him and he's fantastic as Hopper, but it's like how many times can you be put in the same situation where like, oh, is Hopper dead or alive? How
Mm.
is he supposed to act?
He's not going to
And
live through the finale, I don't think. Like, if we were creating a list of people who need to die, sadly, I think they're going to have to kill Will, um, which makes me annoyed only now because he's like their only gay character, and so we're going to get into a bury the gays thing.
yeah,
But
I
I think
hate
that
that.
he's connected to the Upside Down in a way that has nothing to do with him being queer. I think that just happens to me, and I think they like literally
It'll
built it
be
into the script because like
self-sacrifice, I think.
which could be cool. But don't you think they made Will gay because like Noah is gay? Like I feel like that's what happened. Like the
Yeah.
show's been on for so damn long, he like grew up and became a homosexual, and they were like, oh, we need to like build that into the script now.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
mean, I do think that's a really good idea because it's like, okay, the actor gets to be his genuine self on camera and off
yeah.
camera.
Yep. Well, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Jonathan Bailey in Jurassic Park because I'm hearing that like his character has no defining trait other than the fact that he's a scientist, and he's obviously like not a fighter. He's like a scientist, like with no
Yeah.
physical skills.
He's
Like,
kind of like the Jurassic World's version of Milo Thatch from
um,
Atlantis.
yeah,
Right
actually,
with the
yeah.
glasses.
Someone
Yeah.
put up him in his slutty little glasses, but apparently Scarlett Johansson is like the muscle of the movie, right? Like
Oh yeah,
she's
way
in
to
the one
go,
spot, which
girl.
makes a lot of sense. So, and Mahershala Ali is in it as well. So I'm
Love
excited that like
him.
it's like a lady, a black guy, and a gay guy are like heading up this movie. So I didn't think about it until someone said it out loud, and I was like, oh wow, this is like a huge $1 billion blockbuster. And they're like trusting this cast. So I feel like I had to go watch this movie now, which I was gonna do anyway because I'm a licensee, which is I feel very fancy when I say that. We're making like one costume, but I'm very excited about Jurassic World. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Is it an inflatable raptor?
We already have an inflatable raptor and an inflatable T-Rex. We are doing one of the new dinos, which is very cool.
Ooh.
Actually, we're doing 2 new dinos, but only one's gonna be coming out like in time.
And one
Um,
you'll be able to use in your pool.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You
That'd
know,
be really cool if it was like a giant floaty of the. I cannot think of
oh
the
my god, I
water.
would love to do that. Oh, the Mosasaurus. Yep.
Yes.
That's one of the costumes we're doing.
Ah,
So
right.
So you're doing
Dave.
dinosaur costumes?
Yep.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. We have a T-Rex. We have a raptor. We're doing the Mosasaurus, and we're doing the Indominus, which is very cool.
Oh, she's
Um,
back. I
And
love
meanwhile,
her.
Sherry's got it right on. Yes, we just need someone hot. So
Yeah.
good looking leads to the front. Oh yeah,
I
and
love
Dave,
the
do
architecture
you
in
remember?
Geonosis.
I know. Geonosis, like the tunnels with the
Yeah.
bugs, are killer. Do you remember what card set you bought with Anna, Dave? I don't think I got her in that first Chrome versus the Jedi versus Sith, but I'm sure we put her on like a Mastercard or something. Mastercard, a Masterwork, or something.
Or like Women of Star Wars set.
Zombie bugs.
Yeah.
Zombie bugs!
Oof, these bugs. Now, Luminara is
Oh.
cold as
Oh.
ice and keeps it together. She's very cool and calm and collected.
Wet
Obviously,
thudding is the caption. Oh, it's so gross.
she just like force push, but there we go. I see she's willing to sacrifice herself, so at least she's not a hypocrite about it. You know?
Yeah. I forgot about this part. It grosses me out so much.
Oh, Women of Star Wars. Dave, I love that set. I think Ashley, you did sketch cards for Women of Star Wars,
I
right?
did. I loved doing sketch cards for that set. I did. I have all of them saved in my phone, actually.
It's a great one of the last sets I worked on, actually.
Yeah. I was so sad. I'm like, what?
It all worked out.
Hmm.
The time I had there, and I was talking to not to go back to my story from Westchester, because I feel like I've talked a lot about it, but like
It was a
Star
good
Wars sort of
set.
defined my career, you know. And I was saying that with Rebels, it was the first thing I worked on when I joined there, and so it has like a very special place for me. And the same thing with like Matt and Kat and James and Ashley and everyone. Like I met them there. I've worked with them for however many years, and it stays with you. And everyone's like, "Oh, what are you doing now?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm still in licensing, and weirdly, I'm still a Star Wars licensee 11 years later. I'm not doing exactly the same thing, but I'm making these high-end helmets. I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con, and it turns out that one or more people that I met this weekend, and I can't name who, might be going to San Diego Comic-Con. None of that's confirmed yet, so I don't want to drop any names or anything. But like, that happens, right? Where it's like, once you're kind of in it, you're kind of in it, unless you pull yourself out of it and do something very, very different.
Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, Star Wars will live on forever, and I feel like I'm going to be working on it forever too. Oh, Ashley, those are fantastic. I haven't seen these, and I know I've seen them before, but I've not seen
Yeah.
them in so long now.
Cara Dune. This is one of my favorite ones. Like I
Oh,
love
Kelly looks
doing.
great.
Yeah. And then of course we had to throw
Oh,
in.
Resistance.
Yep. And Billy and
Yep.
Sabine.
It's a great Sabine.
That's
I don't
really
know
nice.
if I can eat. Oh, look at Satine might be my favorite.
I
What's,
went all fancy
what's
with the
that
jewelry. I was like, I'm not drawing the big scary headpiece. This one will have to do. Her little crown.
Yeah, the little
And
fins.
Memphis
Oh, and
Nest.
Erin. Oh, and Val. Hello, Aaron. Sherry is saying
Hi.
that
There's a little Kira in there.
those look gorgeous.
Thank you. I had to do everybody. Like, it was so much fun. And our girl Bonnie.
Oh wow!
There we go.
We were Baru crew before it was cool. Let me
We
tell
were
you.
Shakti,
Yeah.
We were Baru crew.
Phasma, Ray.
So this set was right when Resistance came out, which is why there's some Resistant people in there, and right after Solo, and I think we were just coming up on Rise of Skywalker. We had just gotten enough content that I had more than 100 female characters to do a base set, because the base set is really what you need. Like you need 100 of something, like 100
Sherry.
parts make a story. Yeah, that was Tam from
I
Resistance.
love my girl
That's right.
Tam.
Yeah.
Even though she went a little whoopy, but yeah, they look so much different when I was like drawing them out and inking them, like compared to like adding color later. It was just
They look
a lot of
amazing.
fun. So much fun.
I think I don't work at Tops anymore, but every now and then something will happen, and I'll be like, oh, they need to do a follow-up. They need to do another Women of Star Wars set, because you could even do it, and I'm not saying we should remove the animation, but now that you could do it with just live action, like there are that many female characters, and you could do an animated Women of Star Wars. There's so many more shows now. You
and
could
that
do a
was
200 card base set,
That was something I talked about with Diana. I was like, like in Star Wars when it started, it was just Carrie and,
It was Carrie.
Mon Mothma and that
Baru.
one chick on Hoth.
Yep.
And ever since then, like we've got
and
so many
Jabba
more
Slave Girl.
Yeah.
Well, can we count Size Snoodles? Like the classic trilogy has like 7 female characters, maybe.
Total, if you squint.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
And in Ahsoka, there are 7 leads who are women. Like it's such a different
and we
thing.
talked about that complete like opposite transition and how it's been so amazing, and she's part of the reason why we have Daughters of the Galaxy, and she loved the name. She was so happy.
Yeah, isn't that good?
Yeah, it
Who
just
came
makes
up
me
with the
feel
name?
like
I don't even remember. I feel like
me.
we was it you? I feel like we went around and around on the name for quite a while.
I just started like spitballing things, and you're like, I like Daughters of the Galaxy, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I can't, and this is what happens, right? You don't realize when you're doing it how important it is at the like I can't snapshot that moment in time to be like, I remember when Ashley came up with the name for the show,
Yeah.
because Rebels Revisited had been in my head as a name for a very, very long time.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that you guys
and
already had that named like before
I
we even
had
got
that
there.
I had been working on my air quotes podcast in my own brain for a while. Like I was rewatching Star Wars, taking notes during furlough, and I never did anything with it. And then, because we were missing the pieces, I didn't have the VCN, I didn't have Spencer, I didn't have you. And once those things fell into place, we're like, we've got the VCN, we've got a group of people who support us. I've got an awesome co-host who I already. When Spencer said, "Do you know this girl Ashley?" and I was like, "Girl, how do you know Ashley?" Like I was like, I've known Ashley for years. So it's the kind of thing where these things fell into place for in a particular way.
Right.
Okay, what is up with this flippin' headdress?
Which one now?
On the, I guess, is that the Queen?
Where is this?
Oh, that thing. Wow. I thought Padme had some
Oh,
weird shit.
yeah. Is that? It's got to be part of the anatomy, right? She's not wearing clothing.
But she's got like a necklace on though. So it just makes me wonder.
Bands around her arms. So it could be, or it could be just the skeletal armor of her head.
Mm-hmm.
She looks batshit crazy.
Just it's my sad duty to inform you that your rule is at an end.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry.
My empire is forever. You know what? This group of this race of bugs comes back in Rebels. Click Clack has a whole episode. Matt Wood is the main voice for that, and the impetus, the sort of driving plot point in that whole arc. That's the Saw Gerrera episodes when they go back to Geonosis.
Yeah.
So season 3 of Rebels. So
and it's Rex and Kanan working together and everything.
It's a good one. Yeah.
So good. The
Rex and Kanan dynamic is really awesome. I actually wanted just a little bit more of all of that in Rebels. That was one of those things where it's if I could ask for more, some more of that would be great.
Hold on.
What?
All right. Jamie actually is the one that came up with it.
Did she come up with the name?
So she said
this is where I'm I don't remember. Yeah.
Because her and I were talking about daughters because we were looking at the Women of the Galaxy book, and she goes, "Here's something. One of the recurring themes in Star Wars is the use of the word daughter, obviously with Mortis, but then again in Andor. Anything we can use in that for a title." And I said, "Daughters of Light and Dark," and she's like, "Daughters of the Galaxy? Hang on, still perusing."
It's like, no, we did it. We nailed it. That's what's so funny too. We have the name, and it's like, we're gonna keep looking.
We're gonna keep figuring it out. Yeah.
And that's where I'm glad I had Revisited in my head, because we can, obviously now we're doing Clone Wars Revisited. We can do anything. We can revisit anything.
This feels like a really bad Star Trek ripoff.
Oh yeah.
It feels like Alien too, the way with but that's like every Alien movie, right? Where there's a giant bug that's a hive mind.
Crawls inside and takes over the brain.
Yeah, this feels very tropey, which is why I think I'm losing the main thrust of all this. Because if we're gonna do the straight line to how we get from here to Barriss Offee bombing the Jedi Temple, how do we get from here to there? This doesn't have a lot to do with it.
Creepy bugs. Oh my god.
Yep. And then we're gonna just genocide these bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Poggle the Lesser.
Yep. Oh, Poggle. Here's the thing.
You
can't
dummy.
arrest these people. We know that arresting doesn't work. You have to kill them. They're killing all the other bugs. Why are we arresting him?
Listen to Mace Windu.
Yeah.
I was going to study that.
Study the bottom of my
study. Yeah. I mean, look, that's up for debate. I would have probably... Oh, yeah, Aaron, it was Click Clack. Actually, it's Click Clack, both with a K. But yes, Click Clack is the
Because he made
character in
clicking,
Rebels.
clacking noise. Click, clack,
It's-
click, clack, click, clack.
Yeah, they squashed the queen.
I hate bugs. Ugh. They're just especially if they can fly. If there's like a flying cockroach, like I'm leaving the zip code.
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's 1,000 degrees up here in New York, and the mosquitoes are out. Like, I don't know how long they're gonna last in this heat, but it's not great.
Wait till you
Yeah,
see the
Matt
dragons.
Wood did the voice of Click Clack, Aaron.
I ain't dealing with that shit.
I think they just threw him. These zombie bugs, jeez. This is really like so. As we think about our horror episodes for Halloween, we'll have to
Yeah.
like put
Here
this
it
on the
is.
list of like scary
This is
moments.
definitely at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Oh, they climb so fast. It's like World War Z.
Gross, gross, gross.
No. 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 Dear God. Oh, she's still down there screeching.
The brainworms with Ahsoka and Barasafi are in the next episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know this arc goes for a while. See, it takes a turn. All of a sudden, we're dealing with brainworms. Like, I want to get back to, like, actually on Geonosis.
It's the Jedi jump right now.
Yeah. And a little superhero landing over there from Matt Lanter.
That guy got
and
saved.
I actually had him right underneath Matt Lanter. I had him write Darth Vader. Because I was going back and forth with Anakin or Vader. And I was like, you know what? You really are playing Vader at
Anakin
that
is
point.
gone.
Yeah. He was talking about how, like, it had been 7 years or whatever it was to record. Because he came in to record for that. And I'm like, yeah, like, it's crazy how much time has gone by. You know, from Clone Wars to Rebels, and now Rebels to now. Like, Rebels is 10 years old.
Yeah, and the
not
it's still
okay,
the
you
pool.
guys.
Oh, all right. That was an action-packed half an hour of television.
Ugh.
All right, let's look at this cast. Olivia Diabo, who we love as Luminara.
Mhm.
James Arnold Taylor as Obi-Wan, of course. Matt Lanter as Anakin Skywalker. D. Bradley Baker, who plays the clone troopers. He also played the Queen. That's exciting. So if you need to get like a bug piece from Geonosis, D. Bradley Baker's your guy. Brian George as Ki-Adi-Mundi. Tom Kane, of course, is the narrator, as always. Matthew Wood was Poggle the Lesser. Meredith Salinger as Barasafi, who I love her so much. I wish she would do a convention or something, but she's never out there. And then Ashley Eckstein, of course, as Ahsoka. So that's a stellar cast across the board. There's like no.
Was she actually in that episode?
She was in a hologram at one point.
Okay.
They wouldn't credit her otherwise. So she's I think that she was, because she was featured in the last one with Barris. Same thing with Barris. I think they were both just in holograms real quick at the start. But yeah, I think the real story here is Barasafi and Ahsoka and what they go through, and Luminara and Anakin and their sort of different styles of teaching. It's why I was always like, when I watched the Clone Wars, I wanted more scenes in the Jedi Temple. Like, I love the ones that are sort of self-contained stories in the temple dealing with like specific lessons to be learned and the actual Jedi teachings, because that's how you're going to get into like the lore and the philosophy and all that kind of stuff. Like, you can't be like swinging lightsabers and in battleships every day of the week. Like, at some point, like, there's got to be some downtime here.
Yeah. And I think at this point, Clone Wars was still kind of following the blueprint that the micro series had set, like epic battles, short arcs, like episodes, and I don't know. We see it change gradually towards the end of the season into season 3. And
imagine going up to D at a con and saying, "Yeah, I'd like you to sign an autograph as the queen of the Geonos and bugs." And him going,
well,
you know,
at one point, I had a list of every female character because we were doing Women of Star Wars and whatever else, and then the voice actor associated with that person. It's not a 1-for-1. There are several female characters voiced by men, the same way there are several male characters voiced by women. And I had to like create that. By the way, that Venn diagram is basically a circle. Like, that example of D. Bradley Baker playing the Queen is like such an outlier. It's only a handful. but like I had to remove that from the list. So like you couldn't get a D. Bradley Baker autograph in the Women of Star Wars set, but you could see the Queen as a card, right? Like as a base card or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I wouldn't mind like if I had all the money in the world, D. Bradley Baker would have his own autograph book, and I would just flip the page, and it would be his autograph on every single character who's ever.
We
Red
need to
Cody,
make that.
Yeah.
We need to make that
Yeah.
for you. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that'd be so exciting.
That'd be cool. Right? Look, I want Crosshair as an individual character piece because that's my favorite Bad Batcher.
But you
so.
know how he does the voices while he's signing? I'd probably just sit there and be like,
Yeah.
as he's flipping through your book.
He's my guy. He's one of my bullets for our discussion on the LGBTQ representation that we're going to talk
Sure.
about on our Pride special. Obviously, we got to talk about the ladies in Andor, our first explicit, like confirmed like lesbians in Star Wars. Yay! And then Mike is going to talk about some characters in some books that I haven't read. But like I think there's something interesting to be said about Crosshair, who feels very queer coded. So yeah.
Also, the Acolyte and the mothers of
Yes.
Acolyte. That was.
Oh
really
yeah,
cute.
we got some extra moms, so that's exciting. Oh, meanwhile, next week I'm looking at I opened up the full range of episodes, right? So Weapons Factory starts this little arc, followed by Legacy of Terror, followed by Brain Invaders. I forgot how stupid the name is. I love it so much. Ahsoka and Barriss are back, and they have to stop the unleashing of a deadly plague, which feels all too real in today's life and times. So.
Oh, yeah, for real. Like I'm tired of living in unprecedented times. I say this every week, and it just gets worse and worse.
No, it just keeps getting worse. But guess what? That's episode 8. 4 weeks after that, we go to Mandalore for the Mandalore plot, and that's where we're going to see Duchess Satine. So and Pre Vizsla, who like honestly kind of looks a little bit like. I'm looking at Pre Vizsla again, and honestly, when I did my quick take, just like looking at the screen, he looks a little bit like Corky Kryze. So I've got thoughts about Corky Kryze maybe being the son of a
maybe father.
Yeah. And then again, who's this mystery sibling? So I also, I mean, Anna confirmed that it's not her kid.
Yeah.
So, and Katie Sackhoff's character, well, I shouldn't say Katie Sackhoff. Bo-Katan would be a terrible mom.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was hers
She
anyway.
wouldn't have slowed down. She wouldn't have slowed down to have a baby.
No, that baby would have been in a dumpster real quick. Prom night dumpster baby.
Oh my god.
Aaron, you missed out. Aaron, you missed out. What was that? 2 weeks ago now we had Duchess Satine live on Clone Wars.
Yeah, she was here. She was our first guest ever on this show, so it was a lot of fun.
Royalty was in the building. Yeah, go back to 2 weeks ago to check out our interview with Anna Graves. She's amazing. You can meet her at Boonta Eve. Boonta Eve. And if I could get this to scroll correctly, I can get to my graphics.
Did you clip it?
Yeah, we put it all over Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can meet Anna Graves and lots of other people at Boonta Eve, August 8th at the Frisco Center. It's going to be so much fun. These are actually the details from Boonta itself. So,
and her husband Kevin's a pretty cool guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to meet them both, right? Like,
yeah, I hung out with Dave and I hung out with them for probably about maybe 30, 45 minutes.
That's awesome.
Lovely. Yeah, they're good people.
As Dave takes stuff off the table and just brings it out to his car. He'll be right back.
You're back.
Loading
I gotta clear all this stuff out. I got there and I was like, where are you? He goes, well, I'm taking some stuff out.
Dave is like a Disney fanatic going to Disney World, and after driving in and just going to the car to load everything away.
He definitely loves his. Oh, by the way, here's the picture of Anna. Dave loves his collectibles. So come meet Anna at Boonta Eve Special Edition at the Revel Patio Grill, and this is the Friday night on August 8th. So we are getting there. We're less than 2 months away, and of course, the reason for the season why we're all headed down to Texas is Rebel Scum Con, August 8th through the 10th at the Frisco Conference Center. We have the first night after party immediately following the con. It's going to be such a blast, and of course, we want to thank our sponsor of the event of Boonta Eve, a VIP home theater. We've got our QR code right there if you want to check out their product offerings. They do a bunch of consumer products for your house, including audio and visual equipment. And of course, they host events. So if you're in Chicago, there are all sorts of events that you can attend that they have in their showrooms and everything. And we want to thank all of our sponsors for helping us put Bunta Eve on. This is very cool. I mean, this is a bigger graphic list than last week. We're seeing more people pop on. It's very cool. Old man Ruckle, you said that you had someone join the list.
Oh yes. So we have Galactic Pickers, and they're supplying us with a lightsaber to be raffled off.
It's me.
I'm patiently waiting for it to charge. It's actually probably charged by now, so excellent. I can start doing a little spin with it, and then I'm going to do a what are we calling that, Spencer?
Unboxing video.
Well, no, it's a little too late. It's already unboxed.
Well, like a test video.
But we will talk. Do a product review. That's what I was trying to say.
There you go.
Got it. Excellent. I'm going to email the VIP team and see how many speakers they can send me to do a product review. Air quotes.
There we go.
Yeah. No, love them. They're so nice. Meeting them was so cool. And we'll. I do have to peruse their catalog. But yes, come join us in Texas. We're so excited for this. And don't forget, I know we're showing all the graphics right now. Ashley, tell us about Wednesday.
Wednesday, once again, we are going to be discussing all things Morgan Elsbeth with Diana Lee Inosanto. Again, it's a pre-record, but we still want to see you there watching. She is absolutely fascinating. We learned so much. Check us out at 9 p.m. on Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific this week.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear this interview.
So damn good.
Yeah.
I better say so myself.
Excellent. All right, I think that is everything for this week. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Clone Wars. We are making our way through season 2. As I was just looking at the stack coming up, I mean, we've got the 3rd episode of this little arc that resolves like the brain slug, as we were calling it, the RFK situation over here.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And you know what's coming up that I really love is Lightsaber Lost. That's a great episode. Yes. That's episode 11. Mandalore Plot is episode 12, which starts a little mini arc as well. We're on Mandalore. We get Duchess Satine, Anna Graves, in episode 12 with the Mandalore Plot, followed by Voyage of Temptation, one of my absolute favorites. You have no idea. It's one of my also favorite moments in the entire series when Anakin stabs that guy from behind. And it's like, he's just a red flag machine, that man. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I would have done that too. So then we have the episode Duchess of Mandalore, and then the Senate murders. And then we get the bounty hunters coming in. So we've got bounty hunters, the Zillo Beast. The Zillo Beast strikes back. I forgot that Strikes Back was in the title. And then there's more bounty hunters. The last episode, the thumbnail shows Aura Singh. So, girl, it is on. We're going to Mandalore. We're going to deal with some Senate nonsense, and then we're dealing with bounty hunters. Like season 2 really starts coming together. So I'm very excited about this. All right. Join us tomorrow for the Zoom, like we always do. Wednesday for Daughters of the Galaxy. Thursday, join us for Phineas and Ferb, which I'm so excited for. And then it worked out perfectly that this is the 5th Sunday of the month in June. The timing was great. So we're going to air our special Pride episode with some of our LGBTQ friends from across the VCN. I know I'll be on air along with Mike and Ashley. We may have another person joining us. We're working on some special co-hosts. But at the very least, you'll get the 3 of us. And we'll be talking all things queer in Star Wars this year. So, and there's actually stuff to talk about, which is a first in a while.
Also, I've been seeing some people post photos from Washington State SummerCon, and Elizabeth Dulau.
Yes.
Love her. Clea herself was there. Great photos with her. She looks amazing. I hope she comes here or New York. I will take it. I just really
where's Troy? Troy's not here tonight.
Troy's not here tonight, but Troy got a photo with her.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Troy, we're living vicariously through you.
Yeah, no, Clea is just like, love her so much. I'm going to become a lesbian for Clea. I just want to be very clear.
Lesbians for Clea.
Yes, that's how I'm celebrating Pride Month. So,
Dave, put that on a shirt.
Dave, we need a shirt made.
Lesbians for Clea. We're going to get evicted from a con because people are going to think it's like inappropriate. I'm like, no, I swear I'm gay. Help. As the man in the white coat drag me away. So yeah, a lot coming up on the network, and then we have a whole summer of programming ahead of us to talk about. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Great seeing all of you in the chat. Don't forget Wednesday to tune in for Daughters of the Galaxy.
We'll be in the chat. It's not a live show, but we will be in the chat. So
that's right. Yes, we'll all be in the chat listening. So thank you everyone. May the force be with you. Long live the Republic. And for Wednesday, for Light and Life. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hello there. Hi, I'm Mark Von Olin, the Director of Programming at the Virtual Cantina Network, and I'm here with James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I know that one well. I have the high ground if I... Wait, yes. Thank you. Now I have the high ground. And you are watching Clone Wars Revisited. This is the show you're looking for.